Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been kind of on a hiatus type thing for a while now. A lot of things have changed. Ultimately, I just kind of lost interest in filming and I forgot the reason why I started it. I didn't really have a reason at first. It was like something I enjoyed. But today at church, because well, as you can see, I'm back in the dorms, and so I joined church online, and one of the things we talked about was like what we are being called to do, and like I sat there and thought about it, and I realized that one of the things that I feel called to do is to share my story and to share my journey in the LGBTQ community and what it's like to be me, essentially, and what it's like to be non-binary, and to just spread awareness of like how people feel and how these things like come about, not necessarily come about, but like how, like my story of like how I have figured out who I am and am still figuring out who I am. So with that, I decided that I wanted to share my personal narrative that I wrote last semester. It's a really long, it's 8 pages, so it's like really long, but it basically tells my journey throughout like childhood to like where I am now. So it's like behind my phone, so that's why I'm like looking up, because my computer is behind my phone. So let's just start reading. When I first read that this paper was a personal narrative, I did not know what I should write about. I reached out to my parents to try to get some ideas of what I should write about, and they told me I should write about my journey in figuring out my sexuality and my gender identity. They said that I should let my passion for this topic speak through my writing, and like always, my parents tend to have good ideas, so I have decided to share with you my journey and talk about how I got to where I am now in my life. Let's just start at the beginning, where it all started. When I was little, I was a really girly girl. I loved the color pink. I loved frilly dresses that would twirl when I would spin in a circle, and I loved shoes that would clack when I would walk in them. I also really liked sports and roughhousing with my boy cousins. I played both soccer and Little League softball as often as my parents would let me. At one point, I wanted to be a professional football player when I grew up, but had no idea how to play football. At the same time, when it came to getting a new outfit for a special event or holiday, I had to get a new dress with new shoes and look all cute. At this point, I was just a normal girl who had no idea what was in store for her in the future years to come. Fast forward to about middle school, I had hit puberty and was turning into more of a tomboy than a girly girl. I no longer liked the color pink. My favorite colors were now red and blue. I was still doing sports, but this time for my school, I started running cross country and did track and field my 6th grade year. I then joined the softball team my 7th and 8th grade years. I even played for our school's basketball team in 8th grade, though I had no clue what I was doing. Through all of this, I was just living life and being me. I had long hair at this point in my life, and I liked it at the time. There were a few things I thought were strange. For example, all my friends and even my sister, who is only 2 years older than me, had crushes on actors and thought guys were so cute, and I was like, he looks cool. I also thought this was weird and could never really figure out why I didn't have a crush on an actor like all my friends. I pushed it aside and determined I just had not found my type of guy. When I got to high school, a lot of things changed. I still did softball and played for my school all 4 years I was there. I only did cross country my freshman year because I wanted to try to get on the varsity softball team, which did not happen until I was a senior, sadly. My wardrobe went from wearing uniform to school to whatever I wanted, which meant I was in jeans and a sweatshirt, or sweats and a sweatshirt every day. When I was in cross country my freshman year, there were some girls on the team who had pixie cuts, and I got to talking to them about it, and they said that they thought I would look cute with my hair like theirs. I thought they were right, so I got a pixie cut right before fall break that year. I loved it. It was so easy to take care of, and I loved the way it looked on me. As the years went on, it kept getting shorter until I decided to start growing it out again at the end of my junior year. At the beginning of my junior year, I started dating my first boyfriend. It was weird. I always thought it was because I started dating one of my friends. I figured as we dated, we would get closer and it would start to feel like I always thought it would feel, but it never did. The summer before my senior year started, I was still with my boyfriend and things were still strange, even though we had been together for almost a year. We still had not had our first kiss, and we had only held hands once. I still thought it was just because neither one of us had had a boyfriend or girlfriend. That summer I had a boyfriend or girlfriend before. That summer I went on a mission trip to Haiti with my youth group at my church, and that is when things started to click in my head. My best friend went on the trip with me, and we stayed in the same room. There was one night that she slept in my bed with me because she was too lazy to climb down my bunk and climb up to her bunk across the room. There was a moment that night when I laid next to her in my twin-size bed that all I wanted to do was wrap my arm around her and snuggle with her. This is when I realized that maybe I liked her a little more than just as a friend. At this point, I did not know what this meant for me or my friendship with her. I thought about it a lot that summer, and I talked to my cousin about it. I knew she was gay and would know kind of how I was feeling. Hopefully she could help me figure out all of my feelings and what it all meant. My senior year started, and after being together for a little over a year now, I decided to break up with my boyfriend because my feelings had changed and he was being distant. It also was definitely not what I thought it should feel and be like when I have a boyfriend. As first semester continued, my feelings for my best friend kept getting stronger, but there was nothing I could do because she had a boyfriend, and as far as I knew, she was straight. During this time, I was struggling with the way I looked and how it was not matching the image I had in my mind. I thought it was just because my hair was in a weird, uneven length as it was still growing out. So I just ignored it and thought it would go away once my hair was even again. By the end of first semester, I came out to my best friend and told her how I had a crush on her, but knew that nothing could happen, and at that point my feelings were almost gone. I had also came out to a few other friends who were also in the LGBTQ plus community. I still had not told my parents or that many people in my family around this time. I also started to realize that it was not my hair that I didn't like about myself, but it was the way my chest looked. I did not know how to fix it, so I just ignored it and moved on with my life. By the end of senior year, I had came out to my sister, a few more friends, and a few of my cousins. That semester, I lost my first grandparent. I was close with him, so I struggled dealing with his death, but I also regretted the fact that I never got the chance to come out to him. I hated the fact he would not be there at my wedding and to see the amazing person I ended up marrying. After he passed, I knew I wanted to come out to my parents, and I knew that they would not care as long as I was happy. But I also thought I needed to have everything figured out before I told them. The summer went by, and it was time to move away from my family and go to college. This was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. I was able to get away from everyone back home and really figure out who I was. That year, I found out October 11th is National Coming Out Day, and I thought that was the perfect day to tell everyone I am gay. I still wanted to tell my parents before I announced it on my Facebook page, so I casually sent them a text the day before saying, "Hey, by the way, I'm bi and I'm going to tell everyone else tomorrow." They were super supportive, like I knew they would be. The next day came around, and again, very casually, I posted something along the lines of, "Since today's National Coming Out Day, I thought I should just tell y'all that I'm gay, and if you don't like that, you can just unfollow me right now." I started my YouTube channel, and I did a Q&A with my college best friend, answering questions I thought people would want to know the answers to. A few days after I came out to everyone, I cut my hair short again and remembered how much I loved having short hair. I thought my journey was over. I had came out to everyone, I had cut my hair the way I wanted. What I did not realize was my journey was still only starting. Second semester started, and I was still struggling with the way my chest looked. I finally realized that there was something I could do to make my chest flat without having to have surgery. I decided to buy a binder without telling my parents or any of my family. I was still making YouTube videos, and I wanted to be honest with my subscribers, so I told them I got my binder, and that is how my parents found out. My mom was not happy. That is how she found out I got one. When I finally got my binder and put it on for the first time, I loved it. The image in my head finally matched what I looked like in real life, and I could hardly believe it. For a few months, I was content with my life, and I thought I had finally figured everything out. But again, I was wrong. As the year went on, I figured out I only liked girls, which I already knew. I just was not ready to accept it myself. I also started struggling with my gender identity and the fact I did not really feel like a girl or a boy, but didn't know what that meant. When I got sent home because of the pandemic, I put that thought on the back burner for some reason and just ignored it for a while. The summer passed, and when I came back to school, the feeling came back. So I took it as a sign I should really think about what this meant for me. I finally figured out I am non-binary, and I wanted to start using they them pronouns. I talked to a couple of friends about it, and they were, of course, so supportive and asked if I had told my parents yet, and I said no. Then I had the urge one day to tell my parents. I do not know why I got the urge when I did, but I took out my phone and called my mom. No answer. I got a text saying she was at the store and asked if I could call back, and I said, "Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to talk to you and Dad about something." She asked what the something was, and I told her it was an LGBTQ plus something, and that got her attention. So she told me that she would call me at halftime of the football game. I said okay, and then waited. As I waited, I was so anxious and nervous, not really knowing how they would react to what I was about to tell them. I had an idea of how they would react, and knew in the back of my head that they were going to support me no matter what. They were going to support me no matter what, because that was the kind of people they are. I still had the thought that maybe they were going to react in a completely different way. They finally called after what felt like forever. I was terrified to tell them, but at the same time I wanted to tell them. I finally managed to get it out through my tears, which were from a combination of finally accepting what I was saying and also being relieved to have my parents know me, the real me, for the first time. Their reaction to the news was exactly the way I thought they would react. They were completely supportive, a bit confused on what it all meant, but ultimately were just happy I was happy. After answering some of their questions and talking to them about my fears towards telling the rest of my family, I felt so much better. The next weekend was October 11th, the anniversary of when I came out. I decided to celebrate. I would do an update and tell everyone I'm non-binary and I'm going to start using they, them pronouns. This scared me a lot. Part of the reason this scared me was because over the summer, one of my cousins came out as trans and changed her name and pronouns to she, her. I saw how our family reacted to her coming out, and most of our family were super supportive and started using the right name and pronouns right away. Other people did not use the right name or pronouns. At first, I just thought, okay, they're not used to it, but they will get better as life goes on. I then got the opportunity to see those family members in person and see how they interact with my cousin. At this point, it was clear to me that they are not even trying to use the right name or pronouns. I was really upset and thought this, just a side note, that some of the people in that group of the family have done a lot better, and I'm really proud of them. I was really upset and thought this was disrespectful in more ways than one. When I decided I was going to come out as non-binary to my family, I knew I had to say something about this. So I decided I was going to make a YouTube video and try to help everyone better understand how I figured things out and what different people should refer to me as, since I was no longer a daughter, niece, or granddaughter. I would also make an analogy within the video to hopefully help explain how it feels to someone when you use their wrong name or pronouns. October 11th finally came, and I wrote out a long post on Facebook at 1 a.m. After rereading it multiple times, making sure it was exactly what I wanted to say, I posted it. I was terrified to see what kind of comments I would have when I woke up later that day, and I struggled getting to sleep. I finally got to sleep, and when I woke up later in the day, I was shocked to see so many comments on the post, and all so supportive. I had comments saying things like, "I have never heard it explained that way. It makes more sense to me now." There were multiple comments about how proud people were of me. It was inspiring to think I helped people understand what it means to be non-binary. That afternoon, I posted my video and shared a link on Facebook. My mom also shared a link on Facebook and talked about how proud she is of me and told her friends to watch the video and see what it means to be the person God made you to be. It has currently only been 19 hours since I posted my video, and it already has 150 views. I never thought one of my videos would get that many views, considering I only have 40 subscribers. I've realized throughout my life so far, my journey is only beginning, and I have no idea where it is going to go from here. One thing I do know for sure is that I have a lot of people who love and support me no matter what. I also know I am not going to stop speaking my mind and what I believe in. I'm going to spread love and kindness everywhere I go and encourage others to do the same, to hopefully make this world just a little bit better for all the generations to come. And that's my story. Currently, so I'm gonna look up how many views that video has now. The video that I posted on October 11th, which was 3 months ago, now has 269 views, which to me is absolutely crazy. It is my most popular video out of everything, and it's just crazy for me to think that one of my videos has reached that many people. And between that and rereading my personal narrative, which I haven't read since last semester, and the church service that I went to this morning, it's just all around reminded me how good it feels to spread awareness about the LGBTQ community and what it means to be a part of that community, and some of the struggles that the members of the community face every day. And it reminds me that that's the reason why I wanted to start my YouTube channel. I mean, the very first video I posted was of me coming out. And so I realized that is part of the reason why I wanted to start vlogging, and I wanted to start doing YouTube videos, because I wanted to share my journey, and I wanted to share that there is people out there that are like you, and there's people like me that are out there, and I wanted someone to see the video and see, hey, that person is like me. They have feelings the way I have feelings, or that person is different than everyone else. They're not straight, and realize that it's okay not to be straight, and it's okay to be different. And that's what I wanted to show in all of these videos, that no matter what you believe in, no matter who you are, who you identify as, who you love, what mental health issues you have, I got called by Kathleen. I don't remember what I was saying. But yeah, so my videos will be to show what it's like to be me, what it's like to be a theater major at school, in college, what it's like to be a prop master in shows that are all virtual, what it's like to be a part of the LGBTQ plus community, some of the struggles that I deal with every day. And yeah, that's kind of where my content will be for now. I don't know how often I'll post. Hopefully I will get back to a rhythm of posting once a week, but I don't know. It depends on what happens that week, what a life is like, how busy I am, but I will definitely try and make this a priority for me, because I want to show what it is like to be in the community, and to show that it is okay to be gay, and God still loves you, and you are loved here, and this channel is a safe space. And so that's kind of what has been on my mind since after church, which I literally started filming this right after I got out of church. So, but I'm gonna go hang out with Kathleen and help her unpack her stuff, because she's moving in today. I hope you've enjoyed this video and learning about my journey so far and learning what this channel is about. So don't forget to always spread love and kindness. Don't forget, always spread. Guys, I swear I've had coffee today. Don't forget to always spread love and kindness. Bye, guys.